Hi, I'm Greg from the Laser Channel, and to get into the spirit of Halloween, I'm going to be making a 3D print of this jack-o'-lantern that will then be illuminated with this flickering LED light. Stay tuned as I show you everything you need to know to make this fun and easy project. If you're thinking about getting started in 3D printing, this would be my recommended setup. This QIDI Tech X-Smart 3 features a large build volume. This machine, again, it is crazy fast, and it's also very easy to use, with the instructions, a lot of them being from the main touchscreen. The filament dryer is also a great accessory to make sure that the filament is dry and free of moisture, and this will produce nice, consistent prints, print after print after print. The filament that I'm going to be using is a really fun tri-colored filament from FixDry. The three colors are going to be red, blue, and green, and that's what I used for this example. Next, we need the file for this, so we're going to jump into the computer. We'll do a little bit of computer work, and then we'll start this fun print. The project file for today's video was from Printables.com. This is one of the resources I go to when I'm looking for quality 3D print models. On the computer screen, here is that model right now. And don't worry, I'll have a direct link in the video description down below. Once I download this model, I'm ready to jump into the QIDI Tech Slicer software. Inside the Slicer software, I have my standard print settings up here of 0.2 millimeters. I typically print on that fine setting, and the filament I have set to generic PLA, and I've got my printer, the X-Smart 3 selected, and I'm ready to load in my model. And I'm going to use the original pumpkin model that has the open bottom for that LED tea light. This model looks absolutely awesome. There are a couple things I do want to take a look at, and that is for the teeth that are hanging down, these are going to need some supports to make sure that those print correctly. When I rotate and look straight down into the pumpkin, all I have is this little rim on the bottom, and in fact I can rotate all the way around. Just this little rim here is going to be holding this model down to the build platter. So when I go over here to supports, I am going to just say put supports everywhere. The infill at 15%, I did a practice model, of course, and that worked perfectly for this model. And I can hit the slicer button. This finished slicing, and I don't have any errors or warnings. Everything's all set to go. When I take a closer look here, I have all these nice build supports for the opening of this jack-o'-lantern and around those teeth. And when I take a look at underneath the model here, I look at all the support area that's going to help anchor this model down to the build platter so that this doesn't pop off midway through the build. I'm ready to now export the G code and put it on the thumb drive that's included with the printer and get this started. This model is just for the jack-o'-lantern. The cover is going to be a separate model, and again, I use the version 1 that's included with the download. And again, the process is going to be the same in the Slicer software. I also included supports everywhere to increase the contact area of the base of this cover down to the build platter. So once again, there's no risk of this popping off the build platter during the printing process. My best practices before starting a new print is to remove the build platter and just double check that there's no leftover pieces from the last model that I made. Once that's cleaned and checked, I'll lightly apply just a little bit of this glue. When I first started 3D printing, I didn't know that this really does need to be dressed with that glue, and I had a lot of prints popping off. So now it's just kind of my procedure to just make sure it's always got a nice coating of glue, and now I can go into the menu system, find my model, and start the print. Voila, the print is complete. We'll pull the build platter out and check this out. I'll get these supports removed. With the filament dryer, I get nothing but nice, consistent results. With the first part complete, I can clean off the build platter and get everything set up for printing out the cover. Another reapplication of the glue, and I'm all set to print the cover off, and we'll watch that in a nice time lapse. That cover didn't take very long at all. We'll check this out. Give the plate a slight bend, a back bend. And this cover was definitely not going anywhere. Wow! Check out all those supports underneath there. This definitely wasn't going to let go. But you know, all those supports clean off very easily. Look at that. Check that out. Let's go find an LED tea light and check out the completed project. Let's take a look at this tri-color filament and just check out all the color changes as I rotate the jack-o'-lantern all the way around. I definitely think that's a pretty cool effect. What's better than one jack-o'-lantern? Well, that would be two of these fun little jack-o'-lanterns. The project time for this is definitely well under 2 hours to print both the jack-o'-lantern and the cover. I hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you'd like to see other content like this on the Laser channel, leave a comment down below on what you would like to see, along with any project ideas like these fun little LED jack-o'-lanterns. Until next time, learn, create, and share.